Hello traders, Mark P. Markets here. My name is Mark Principato and I'm a chartered market technician, and thank you for joining me for another exclusive Bitcoin video analysis here for FX Empire. So in this session, I'm going to talk about a recent Bitcoin buy signal that got negated by the current price action, but it looks like another one may be developing. So if you're interested in an aggressive long swing trade, I'll explain the details about that and also what could go wrong. All right, so with that, let's get started. This is for educational purposes only. For investment advice, please consult a licensed investment advisor. Also, if you'd like to know more about Greenbridge Investing, which is my signal service, you can check out the link in the text portion of this analysis. All right, so let's get started and talk about Bitcoin here. First things first. Recently, I talked about a buy signal that occurred off of this support level. Now, if you notice on my chart, I have two lines that have been on my chart for quite some time. This is a high probability reversal area. It's a historical support area. And price touched 42K basically and bounced off that area. Since then, it's been trying to find some sort of stability in the form of a double bottom or higher low. I described this scenario in a recent analysis that I published. Now, what I wanted to see, of course, is some sort of candlestick reversal, and it came in the form of this inside bar, which developed just a couple of days ago. So here, I'm going to highlight that the high of that candle was 49,500. That price was taken out, and since then, price has pulled back. And I also mentioned that if price goes below the low of that inside bar, the trade idea would no longer be active and should be stopped out. So as you can see, the red candle has done that. But since then, we had a new bullish inside bar that has developed off of the same support area. Now, if price takes out that inside bar high, that would also be considered a long. If it takes out the low, that would actually be a sell signal. So it's something to keep in mind. Now, why is this a bad idea to sell? Because the risk of retrace on the bear side is very high, meaning this thing can retrace in a bullish way very dramatically off of this location. So it's not worthwhile as far as a short. I don't short Bitcoin anyway, but I just wanted to point that out. The thing is, if you go for the long, this is still considered an aggressive long. And the reason for that is the current price structure, this series of lower highs and lower lows, is still bearish. Now, that is not to be confused with a bearish trend, because a trend implies that it's going to continue. But the thing is, this is in a high probability reversal area. And also, this structure is a corrective structure. It's correcting a broader bullish trend. Okay, so it's very important to understand that location and that context, because that's going to weigh on the probability of the location. Now, if you want to wait for more of a conservative setup, then the idea would be to wait for this 50K high to be taken out first, all right, which can take a few days. And once that's taken out, okay, this area here, then it would be a good idea to look for the next signal after that. That requires a lot of patience. A lot of people don't have that patience, but that would be the more conservative thing to do. So as far as right now, you're looking at a potential aggressive long off of this area. Now, another thing I want to point out is tomorrow, by the time you see this analysis, the FOMC meeting for the Federal Reserve is coming out between 2 p.m. Eastern Time and 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. They usually have their press conference, and they're going to have their interest rate decision. It usually doesn't have a major effect on Bitcoin, but you never know with these things. So it's also a good idea to keep that in mind, and would probably be more risk, be more responsible with risk in terms of not jumping into things too quickly and letting that information be processed by the market first. That makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to leave you at that. Again, you have this potential swing trade idea off of a location that is a high probability reversal location. If this swing trade goes, if it actually begins to work and bullish momentum starts to kick in, this thing can reasonably reach the low 50Ks, like maybe 53, 54K, over the next few days. Okay, it's very important to understand that potential. You don't want to get caught in something thinking it's going straight to 100K. There's a lot of hype in this business, and you need to learn to recognize the nonsense in that. Okay, the best thing when it comes to price targets, the best thing to do is to think of it in terms of risk. So if you reach 1.5 to 1 reward risk, or 2 times whatever you risk, that's a good time to start exiting your swing trade position if you take that type of trade. All right, so I'm going to leave you with that. If you have any questions, you can reach out at greenbridgeinvesting.com. You can find me there. Like I said, we have a swing trade signal service and all that kind of stuff. Other than that, my name is Mark Principato, Mark Pre Markets, and I want to thank you very much for watching.